You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 120 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, is Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
Can I be doing any better? I mean, Splash Brother 1 in. Splash Brother
Next one
2
Incoming?
incoming. I mean, dude, what a day. I know the news dropped yesterday, but of course, had a baby. You know, I couldn't make it yesterday. I'm glad we're getting on today to talk a little bit about Klay Thompson, but I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I mean, we got shooters now, right?
Yeah, I
shooter.
mean, we haven't done a show in a week because, I mean, I started work. I'm an assistant principal, so school just started, so I've been busy. You just had a baby. So we've been away for about a week, and I thought, okay, we got to get on, and we're going to talk about this whole DeMar DeRozan thing because it looks like DeMar's going to go to Denver, and now we're in dire need of Klay Thompson because if we don't get Klay Thompson, we're effed. And there we go. We got Klay. We don't need DeMar anymore. I'm satisfied with the offseason at this point. I mean, are we going to add another player? We might add another big man, but when I look at this roster, I'm good. I'm satisfied. Like when you told me that in an offseason you get Giannis, that should be enough already. You get Klay Thompson, which one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time, a little down, which is 38%, which is a down year for him, worst of his career. And that's when he wasn't getting the open shots that he was in Golden State. And we'll talk about that in a second. You got Tim Hardaway, which one of the finalists for Sixth Man of the Year last year. You get Bobby Portis, one of the best big men shooters in the league. That's one hell of an offseason to me.
Hell of an offseason. I mean, I do have a question for you regarding that because obviously there was a lot of talk last week with Norman Powell coming out and talking about how he expected to be with the Miami Heat. Are you happy with this roster, how it is today, knowing that Klay Thompson is going to be here and you have Tim Hardaway Jr. in that kind of 2-3 swingman role? Or would you have rather wanted to keep Norman Powell and add a Klay Thompson or add a Tim Hardaway Jr.? Because I think I'm happier now than with Norman Powell. Mainly, I know defensively, we're probably going to suffer a little bit with Klay Thompson. He's obviously not as quick as he once was after that surgery that he had. But, I mean, we have two of the best big men in the league.
Yeah. You know
Are
what?
people going to really be driving on us like that?
Klay Thompson is better than Norman Powell career-wise. But right now, I would have preferred Norman Powell.
Yeah.
I think Norman Powell can create his shot. He can get to the rim, and he doesn't shoot it. I mean, maybe right now they're shooting similar from three, but Klay Thompson overall better three-point shooter career-wise. I would have preferred Norman Powell, but Norman Powell was too expensive, so we couldn't afford him. And I'm glad. I think Klay Thompson's going to be great here. Look, Klay Thompson, he is one of the greatest shooters of all time. He shot 38%. And look, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and act like I watched the Dallas Mavericks. I have no idea if anybody was double teaming Cooper Flag. I have no idea. But I'm assuming that he's going to see more open looks than he has over the last 2 years in Dallas. He also comes from a free-flowing team from Golden State. Historically, that team is just the ball movement until somebody's open. He's accustomed to moving off the ball. If the ball is on the right hand, he has no problem finding the open spot and waiting for the ball. Like, we are good. And can you imagine? They find Klay, they close in, and then he's just going to swing the ball over to Davion. He's going to swing the ball over to Wiggins. He's going to swing the ball over to Tim Hardaway. Like, we have shooters, and the way the ball's going to be swinging once they have to close in on Giannis or Bam, like, this team is officially sexy, in my opinion. Like, we are officially there. This is a sexy team. And I'm kind of curious what people are saying now, right? Because no shooters. And we asked, if we had Klay Thompson, you think people will stop saying that? I have a feeling they might.
Look, Barry Jackson tweeted out earlier or yesterday afternoon, the Heat have 5 of the players who finished in the top 58 in three-point shooting accuracy last season, including 4 of the top 38. So it would be intellectually lazy and foolhardy for any pundit to say they don't have shooting around Giannis and Bam. That's what he tweeted out. And I'm going with Barry. I mean, it would be absolutely ridiculous for anybody to come out and say that they don't have shooters when statistically the facts are right in front of you. I mean, 5 of the top 58, 4 of the top 38, a big man who shoots, a 2 who shoots, a 3 who shoots, and we're not even talking about the bench. And you're not talking about Pelle Larsson. You're not talking about Drew Smith. You're not talking about all these other guys who are going to be, key parts of this team going forward. We're only talking about the top 5 or 6 players, Danny. This team is not only sexy, but they are deep and they are ready for a championship run.
We were talking like a week or two ago about there's a lot of players that if you look back statistically, players that before they play with Giannis shot at a certain clip, a 3-pointer, and once they join Giannis, their 3-point percentage went 1 or 2% every year. Like that, we were looking into that a couple weeks ago, and I have no doubt that that's going to happen again. But just thinking about the fact that Giannis and Bam, they can't build the wall anymore, right? They can't just close in the paint because they have to worry about it, Klay. And if Klay gets the ball and he swings it, who is he swinging it to? Andrew Wiggins shoots over 40%. Davion Mitchell shoots over 40%. Who am I missing? Bobby Portis shoots it over 45%, I believe. You got Fontecchio, which should be shooting it over 40%. I think it dipped down to like 38, but Fontecchio can shoot. And then Klay Thompson himself, which I'm sure will be a 40 plus. And Tim Hardaway Jr., which I forgot, which shoots it over 40%. I just ran off how many names? 5, 6 names of players that are going to be waiting for the ball when they try to close down Giannis and Bam in the paint. Not to mention the fact that Bam can get out there also. He's shooting what? Mid-30s, high 30s? I expect that to go up also. We got a team. In the words of Chris, that's a team. That's a team.
Man. It's a team. And you're talking about swinging it to the 3-point shooters, but when they start closing out the 3-point shooters, what's going to be open? The paint. And you're going to have Bam driving the ball into the paint. You're going to have Giannis driving the ball into the paint. And it's just going to create so many options on offense, especially with this free-flowing offense that Spoelstra likes to run, this positionless offense that he's run over the last 10, 15 years that he's been coaching here Miami. But one more stat, man, that I saw here. The Heat have more capable 3-point shooters on their team than any other time in the Shaq Wade era.
I can see that. I mean, who do they have 3-point shooting wise?
Jason
Antoine
Williams,
Antoine
Walker, James Posey, Gary Payton was on that team. I mean, they had some shooters on that team. They had some shooters, but nothing like what we are seeing.
Capone on that team?
I think so, yeah.
Or am I misjudging his era?
I don't know, man. He might have been on that team.
Well, regardless, now I'm interested. Now I got to see. Jason Capone was on the Heat 05-06. Yeah, he was part of that team.
He's an NBA champion.
Yeah, NBA champion. Look, this move right here. I mean, I think everybody should be happy with Giannis, and this would have made a difference, right? But I feel now we know what the starting lineup is going to look like, right? It's going to be Davion, Klay, Wiggins, Bam, and Giannis. Off the bench, we're going to say Drew Smith's going to be running handling the ball more or less in the second unit. Tim Hardaway Jr. You got Pell. You got Bobby Portis. I think we need a big man.
Well, they are looking at Nick Richards. They're looking at Nick Richards, who was working out with the team. Golden. No, also James Wiseman, who was formerly on the Warriors, reportedly working out in the Heat's training facility. So
Nikolai Jovic, you know what? And I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. My fear is that Nikolai Jovic is going to be that big man in the second unit, and that's not his position, and he's going to end up suffering for it. We're going to end up hating him again because he's going to be being played out of position because that's not his position, and I'm worried that that's what's going to end up happening.
It could be, but again, I still think the Heat, and it's been rumored that with that 14th roster spot that they are going to go out and get a big man. We're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, the 29th is the day that a lot of contracts become null and void or waived, and so the Heat could wait until the 29th to see who else becomes available. But look, I agree. I think they need another big man. But this is a work in progress, Danny. I don't think this team, the team that we see on opening night, is going to be the same team that we see in the playoffs. And I think they're going to continue to tweak the roster as it goes on. They'll wait and see if there's any good trades available. They'll wait to see if anybody becomes available on the buyout market in March. And little by little, they're going to start piecing this team together. And I think next summer is going to be the real summer where they can make a splash. And like I said, Splash Brother 1 in-house, Splash Brother 2 incoming. I have a dream. And I think Pat Riley is going to realize that dream before he makes his exit from South Florida.
Well, before we get to Splash Brothers 2, I forgot to mention Ryan Conwell, which might be knocking him down lefty at some point during the season. Like, we got shooters that people haven't even heard of before. So let somebody say that we don't got shooters. I'll give you a shooter you never even heard of. That could take out probably your best shooter on whatever squad. What, Boston Celtics, who do they got? Derek White? Fuck out of here. So, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for the season. This Klay Thompson, just because like we were talking about like a month ago, we're like, when it gets to August, our shows are probably going to slow down. The news is going to slow down. And that's where we're at right now. But this just invigorated my my excitement again because I needed it. I was in a lull. This just gave it to me again. And we're a couple weeks away from training camp, maybe like a month out when the training camp starts. So I am excited. And I think that's it. I just want to get on here and talk about this real quick because we haven't been on here in a while. And I hate that we had to wait 24 hours to do it because I found, how I found out? I got a text from my brother and it said Klay Thompson just got bought out. I think he sent it in the group chat with you.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks just bought out Klay Thompson. And as I'm reading this, it was a short message, but as I'm reading this, I get a notification that comes out. The Miami Heat plan on signing. Like, it was serendipitous the way both those messages ended up. Like, it was just a beautiful moment for me. I was so hyped, and let's see, because I couldn't be hyped. I'm more hyped.
Yeah, man. But like you said, training camp starts in a few weeks, mid September.
September 29th. God damn, it's still too long. I was hoping it was like the 22nd.
We got a month, man. We got a month. We got a month until training camp starts. Then we got some preseason games. Obviously, they open up on the road in Quebec City in Canada against the Toronto Raptors. It'll be a super special game for Andrew Wiggins, who is Canadian and will be playing in his hometown or in his home country. And then we have some really interesting games down here in South Florida. So I'm excited for the games. And yeah, man, I'm hyped.
I got this in the time that we were off. The first official Miami Heat Giannis card. So I got this. That's right. I'm starting to collect again. I haven't collected in a while. So in case anybody's out there, you get your Giannis Miami Heat cards already. Were those your final words?
Yeah, man. I don't really have anything else to go. I mean,
Yeah,
I got
me
the
either,
kids
man.
running around over here. They're trying to play some basketball, some soccer. I don't know, man. It's crazy over here at my brother-in-law's house.
All right. Well, that's it. We're closing it out there. We appreciate everybody hanging out. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And we'll be back maybe next week. I mean, the news is slow, unfortunately, during the summer, but we'll pick it up because we usually do 4, 5, 6 shows a week once things get rocking and rolling. So appreciate everybody. And until the next one, have a good one.